Greetings, ladies and gentlefish, to this subscriber replay courtesy of BritishB in his Tiger 1, so it's going to be a bit of a German affair. You can see that he is platooned up with some clanmates, so we've also got Captain Beige and Captain Indigo, all from the SIG clan, and they're all driving Tier 7 machines. British, as I mentioned, is in his Tiger 1, Tier 7 German heavy tank. Captain Beige is in the ever-reliable T-29. And Captain Indigo is in that, what appears to be a Marmite tank, the Comet. Some people love it, some people really don't. And British immediately gets spotted out because of that cheeky little chaffy. So we're here on Mines. This is quite a small map. It's the sort of map that kind of works for lower tiers, but certainly when you start getting up to tiers 9 and 10, it does feel kind of claustrophobic. It's quite dinky. People have like 450 meter view range and whatnot, and it's all a bit perhaps suboptimal when you're up at those tiers. British has found here another tier 7 German tank to shoot up, is found the enemy Panther. Now this is a slightly interesting situation. They have actually quite comparable armor. The KV3 there. The Tiger's armour is thicker but flat. The Panther's armour is thinner but pre-angled. So, yeah, the armour's kind of comparable. Ooh, that was an unusual miss. The Tiger has a bigger gun. The Panther is actually more accurate. Nice snapshot to finish the Panther off there. And even light up some people in the background. And so that's actually kind of an interesting engagement. But the Panther was getting shot by other people as well. And so, yeah. It wasn't a one-on-one mano-a-mano fight or anything like that. So you can see that Captain Beige with his T-29 has come along here alongside British, and Captain Indigo is taking the island in his Comet, which means they're going to have an interesting crossfire going on any bad guys who are trying to, well, do anything really. British is trying to find shots on some of those enemy tanks who are camping right at the back. I mean, seriously, if you're going to get into a KV-85 or a BDR, don't camp at the back. You're not really going to achieve anything doing that. Never mind. Anyway, T-25-2. British takes the shot even though he's not fully aimed because, well, frankly, that guy was moving. He wouldn't have a shot for that long, and he's actually rewarded with a hit. Takes some damage in return, and you can see the Tiger's armour is, in the game, not fantastic. You have to remember that historically the Tiger kind of gained its reputation seal clubbing stock T-34s and Shermans, and in the game it, well, while it can meet those tanks, generally speaking, they are, well, given upgrades that they either didn't have historically or that historically they were given later on in the war. But it's generally matched up against more powerful tanks that may or may not have actually seen combat and may or may not have ever actually faced a Tiger. So, in the game, the Tiger is very much not really about the armour. It's much more about this long 88mm gun, which is incidentally not the gun the Tiger actually used. The Tiger really used the L56 88mm gun. This is the gun from the Tiger 2. Anyway, I digress. This is not supposed to be a review of the Tiger. British is moving up here. Now, this little hole between the rocks here, you can often go hull down here. And the Tiger's turret front, I mean, it's not a T-29, but the front of the turret on this tank is certainly not bad at all. And if you can poke your turret through that little gap, you can often go hull down. And is that Churchill really going to do what I think he is? Yes, he is. And that can greatly increase your survivability, and that Churchill is having a very, very bad day. Although he can definitely hurt British, as he just demonstrated. But there we go. Kill number 2, and so long to the Tiger. KV-3 is distracted. KV-3 takes an 88mm shell to the face. KV-3 is distracted again. KV-3 has fired. British bounces. But British will probably reload before the KV does, so as long as British isn't too careless with the shot, that should be a kill, as indeed it is. And Captain Indigo nails a KV-85, giving Indigo his second kill and British his third. So now we've still got one KV-3, an AT-15A, T-25-2, KV-85 and a Hellcat remaining on the enemy team. KV-83, well, if anyone wants to ask why the enemy team is not winning this game, that KV-3 sitting right at the back of the map is a very good demonstration. Word to the wise, if you are doing that in a top tier heavy tank, you are playing this game wrong. Sorry, you just are. T-25-2 is using cover reasonably intelligently, but British can probably shoot him, and that was a very unlucky bounce. And this was really my issue when I played the Tiger, with the gun, that is. The gun does not aim particularly quickly, it's not a gun for snap shooting, and with the terrible armour on this tank, I tended to find that I wanted to snap shoot a lot with it. But there we go. While I was grinding through this thing, actually, the best I managed to achieve was a second class mastery, which isn't that impressive. Well, not what I'm used to. I'm used to at least getting first class mastery during a grind. But there we go. That was some time ago that I drove the Tiger, though, to be fair. T-25-2, no, he's still hunkered down behind a rock. The AT-15A is pushing on the friendly base, squaring off against a Nashorn. The person that gets the best of that engagement, well, that will kind of depend on the situation and the drivers, to be honest. You'd think the AT-15A is a higher tier after all, and indeed he manages to polish off the Nashorn, but depending on how much health they were each on, the Nashorn could have pulled that out. It gets quite a punchy gun. It gets basically the same gun as the Tiger here, actually, but a tier lower and mounted on a tank destroyer. So the AT-15A is sitting on 5 kills, and this T-25 is on 3. KV-3 has a kill that, considering where he is, he really doesn't deserve, and turreted tank destroyers can't turn their turret particularly quickly, which means that if you take the track out of one, you can kind of circle one effectively, even in a heavy tank like this. And that was kill number 5 for British. KV-3 is taking a bit of a pasting. He's got one shot left in him. Has he even bothered? Well, who cares? There's British's Top Gun. Just the AT-15A remaining now. British is a little way away, so he may not manage to get back to the fight in time. Captain Beige is a bit closer. Captain Indigo is, however, the closest, although if you look at the way the platoon is spread out, British has the most health and he's the furthest away from the action. Indigo has the least health and he was arguably the closest, but as it turns out, the AT-15A has actually come up here to try and duke it out on the hill, which means that he's got BritishB in front of him and Captain Indigo up his wazoo, which is not a particularly good place to be. And oh, he manages to take out Beige. Ah, and if he'd aimed that shot a bit better, British could have picked up that kill as well. But there we go. End of the game. Between them, the platoon have picked up 9 kills. So let's go and have a look at the overall results. So that was an ace tanker for British, as I mentioned in the video. That's something that I've never actually achieved with this tank. I'll rebuy it at some point to do this. Also got Fire for Effect Duelist, Bruiser, and a Top Gun medal, which is very nice to get indeed. If you look at how the experience and damage fell on either team, commiserations to the AT-15A on the enemy team. He picked up Heroic Resistance for that contribution, also picking up a Top Gun and the High Caliber Award. Taking the high caliber away from British there, as he picked up 3,177 damage, and if I know the AT-15A, that experience score, 1,240, will be enough for a ace tanker, even on a defeat. So if we look at the platoon, British did 2,665 damage and got 6 kills, and 1,237 base experience. Captain Beige got 2,178 damage, no kills, but a nice amount of damage. And 890 XP, and Captain Indigo got 2,615 damage, 3 kills, and 884 base experience. Between the 3 of them, they kind of duffed the enemy team over. It was a very good effort there from all of the platoon. As for British, 24 shots fired, 18 hits, 13 penetrations. That's that snap shooting coming into play. The Tiger's gun is very good and very accurate, but it doesn't aim particularly quickly. And so if you're not letting the gun aim, there's a very good chance that you're going to miss or just bounce your shot, as the shot doesn't go quite where you aimed it. If British had spent the time to aim that last shot on the AT-15A, he could have picked up a 7th kill there, but as it was, Indigo picked it up anyway, so between the platoon they got the same number of kills. Most of the damage that British did was from relatively close range, which is not what most people expect from the Tiger. He even blocked a bit of damage with his armor, again, not what a lot of people expect from the Tiger. Everybody that he shot at, he killed, 6 enemies damaged, all 6 of them destroyed, and even made a profit of just under 20,000 credits. With a standard account, it would have been 35,500 credits with a premium account. So, there we go, that was the game. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. If you did, please feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. And I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.